Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another wonderful, sunny Monday, almost afternoon in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is where I live. I live in a place where people come to vacation. I love it here. Anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to get up in here. Thought of a personal story to share with you guys that I didn't even think about because sometimes I've been debt free for quite a few years now. And what's up, Hyphy? How you doing, man? I've been debt free for quite a few years, and sometimes things pop into my brain. One second, I forgot my water. One second. Old things pop into my mind um, when I think about things that started me on my debt free path because I want most of you guys to understand that I just didn't wake up one day and say, hey, debt free is the way to go. I didn't know I lived in a debt matrix. And for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% conscious, debt free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. Okay? I help people become financially free by helping them financially see. What's up, Jennifer? Prince Lieber? What's going on? 100% debt-free motivation speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside the debt matrix, what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt. And believe you me, it is real. Okay. And the reason why most people can't see it because they've been living there all their lives. What's up, Willie? What's up, Life for Business? Like the movie The Matrix, that's real. The debt matrix is real. People don't even know they live there, right? And so what I do is I help people become financially free by exposing the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches are things that don't make mathematical sense. Math and money are one. Okay. Math and money are one. You did? Oh boy. I didn't see that order. Uh-oh. That's a major problem. Okay. I gotta go see that because I did not see that. Interesting. Thank you for letting me know, Willie. I appreciate that. I'm going to go check that out because I did not. You ordered it yesterday. Now that makes me wonder how many people have ordered their. Usually I get an alert. So this something must be something that just happened. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will go look at that, but not now. But make the 1 second. I'm gonna make a note of this because that's very, very important. All right, let me go check this 1 second. Making notes of this. Very interesting. I hope that's not a problem. Okay. But thank you for bringing that to my attention, Willie, because usually I'll get an alert that it's paid and it'll come into my email. But anyway, I will get right. I'll double check and make sure I did it right. Okay. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. Papa T's Plates. What's going on? Hello. How you doing? But what I was saying is that what I do is expose the glitches, what I call glitches in the debt matrix. And since math and money are one, because we couldn't have the ability, they sent me an email as well. Okay, thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. I will double check that today. But I appreciate your support, Willie. Much appreciated. Um, okay. That kind of threw me off task because I don't like holding up people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very appreciative of people's time and their money. So let me get back on track here. All right. Anyway, I expose what I call glitches in the debt matrix, and the glitches are things that don't make mathematical sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. But anyway, I remember last night I was thinking about what made me even look at debt being the problem, right? Again, you don't really know debt. I didn't know debt wasn't part of life. I thought debt was was part of life because everybody in the debt matrix told me that, oh, debt is just debt. There's good debt, there's bad debt, debt, credit, and debt. You just hear from birth, right? But one day, okay, so anyway, so I followed all the rules, made all my payments on time, made good money. What else? What else did I do? I just followed all the credit rules, right? Until one day the bank told me no. What's up, Lord Vell? Until one day the bank told me no. This was the first light bulb that went off in my head that something was wrong, something didn't make sense. And that's called DTI, debt to income ratio. And before I get into my story, let me tell you what that is. Debt to income ratio is a formula that is calculated to see the percentage of how much you're in debt versus your income, right? And that determines how much room you have left to borrow or something outside the debt matrix. I'm trying to explain it to you guys because when you're outside the debt matrix, that debt to income ratio thing makes absolutely no sense. Why would I need another entity to tell me about my money? It just doesn't even make sense. But anyway, to people that have been taught DTI, it's a mathematical formula to determine your percentage of income versus your debt out, whatever, right? But anyway, I remember following all the rules. I had an excellent credit score. I had an excellent income, and I never missed payments in any of my monthly payments. So I remember going to get a loan, yet to cover another loan because I was trapped in the debt matrix. But this time the bank told me no. Now, at this point, I didn't understand why they told me no because I've never been told no. This was the first time I was told no, right? And I asked the lady, I said, wait a minute. I have good credit score, all three, excellent income, and never missed a payment. Why are you guys denying me? She said, your debt to income ratio. Because before I had heard about DTI, but I never really paid attention to it. But them telling me no made me that it forced me to understand what it meant. So I went and looked it up, Googled it, and yeah, they got the general explanation of what it means. Hey, you got this much debt and this much income, this percentage rate, this and that. But something still didn't make sense. I was still okay. It was like when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, okay, I understand all that, but it kept coming back to this. My credit score is good. I never missed a payment. I followed all the rules to achieve this goal. And then all of a sudden now you guys tell me no. At that moment, I knew something was wrong at that moment. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That's when the light went off in my head and I started reading about things. Now, looking over DTI today, it is just it's the dumbest thing ever. It is created by the banks. This is what it really means. It's created by the big banks to determine how much money they can squeeze out of you before they toss you out to the vultures. And the vultures are things like title loan places, installment loan places, the Earning app, and apps like the Earning app, things that apps that advance your paycheck before you get it, et cetera, right? Consider those all subprime lenders. Okay. Subprime lenders, the prime lender is the bank itself, and anything under the bank is subprime. Okay. Those are people that are willing to, they take your DTI and they see it and they go by your DTI. And when they see your DTI, and if you don't know this information, they know they can expose you. They know they can pick the remaining meat off your financial bones and just pick it until they're done. And once they're done, you're like done. Okay. At this point, when you're going to subprime lenders, the majority of people don't realize they probably should file bankruptcy, Chapter 7, but they don't know that because the people in the debt matrix believe bankruptcy is somehow a bad thing. Like you're a loser, you don't know about money, et cetera, right? But the majority of people that go by DTI, according to a formula to the bank, and you don't know your own DTI, that right there alone is a big, huge problem. That means you don't even know about your own money. So you're relying on some made up formula by the bank to determine how much money you have. It's the craziest thing when I just read about DTI. Oh, you have this much spending money left. This is how much you have. It's just the dumbest thing. They don't know anything, but it's going by and DTI. Remember, DTI can only go by your gross income. Gross income, money that everybody's not even going to see. You don't get all that money when they go by your gross income. So if you make $100,000, that's gross. You really don't make $100,000. You probably make more like 80,000. And then from there, all your bills come out of that money because the IRS is not paying any of your bills. So why do they go by your gross income? Many people don't even question that. But yet they're basing millions upon millions of people based on their gross income, money that you're not even going to get, credit applications. So think about it this way. You first money is taken before you even get your check from your gross income right off the top of the bat, right off the top from the IRS. And then when you go to fill out a credit application for a car, they still go by your gross income. They're going by money that you're not even going to get. You're already underwater and don't even know it. People that fill out car applications or credit apps for a car, they don't even know they're underwater. They believe, the majority of people believe, a car goes down in value the minute you drive it off a lot. No, it doesn't. It goes down in value soon as you fill out the credit application, because they're going by your gross income, money that doesn't even exist. Hyphy says that's why no one else should ever be able to tell you your DTI more accurately than you. Exactly. But remember, Hyphy, here I am, a six-figure college educated Mr. Smart Guru cloud engineer, having not a clue. Let me tell you two things that I'm even embarrassed to tell you guys. But remember, I didn't know this. I didn't know my tax bracket, nor did I even know my DTI. Didn't even know. I didn't even bother to look up my DTI until they told me no. Until the bank told me no to my first ever loan, to say no. That's the only time I bothered to look it up. Throughout the years, I've heard of DTI. Throughout the years, I've heard of tax brackets. But in my mind, I thought DTI tax brackets were only for rich people. That doesn't even make any sense. But yet I just followed just like the herd of other people in the debt matrix. Now, if you are a person that makes a lot of money and you don't know your DTI, or do you know your tax bracket, you need to come see me quickly. I will change your life. Don't make the same mistakes I did by being a moneymaker and not knowing about your money. Don't be that person, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if you don't know it. Taxes are the main backbone of the whole economy. It is. The sooner you recognize that and respect it, the sooner you'll be rich, wealthy, whatever. That's just names. What's up, Mark? Nicer, welcome. If you don't know your DTI, you say you don't know your DTI, and take a moment to Google it and understand what that means. If you don't know your tax bracket, take a moment to Google 2020 tax bracket and just see where you're at. You don't even have to know the calculation. Just know the basics. Don't worry about people saying, hey, that's not the proper way to don't worry about all that. Just know it. Start with step one. So the next time somebody asks you, do you know your tax bracket? You can say, yep, it's the 24 percentile tax bracket, 22, 12, whatever it is. I look at myself as this. If you're new to my channel, this is how I look at what I can do for you. Okay. Especially you youngsters in 20s and your 30s, listen up well. Okay. Listen to me. I can help catapult you financially ahead of millions of people, millions, and I can prove it. Remember, everything I share on this channel, I can prove. It's not a hypothesis. Not my opinion. It's not a maybe or sort of. It's 100% accurate. 100% accurate. Now, let me give you an example, okay? Shell, who jumped on the live yesterday, right? Opened my eyes to something that I didn't even see. Now, I've always known. I mean, now that I'm out of the debt matrix, it's easy to see. Anything you're making payments on, pay it off. Okay. It's really that simple. You don't own anything if you're making payments on it, right? But a house, look at it this way. Look at it this way. Because I know a lot of people struggle with saying, should I pay off my house and invest? Okay, this is a main question a lot. Should I pay off my house or invest? Let me put it to you this way so you can understand. If you are a homeowner right now, you have a mortgage. What I want you to do is add up the interest you paid in one whole in 2019, add up all the interest you paid for your mortgage. All right? Whatever that number is. And now let's say like it's $3,000. Okay, I'm just throwing out some nice round numbers. Say you paid $3,000 in interest in 1 year of a mortgage. That's being generous. Okay. Now you times that by millions of people with mortgages. Millions. Now, if you paid your house off, that's $3,000 in your pocket. You know why? Because you're no longer paying it. You're no longer paying it. How do I know this to be true? Because there are millions of people with mortgages that believe they're homeowners that are paying it every single year. And here's another thing that Shell made me look at. Look at your look at a mortgage as a really, really big credit card. Look at a mortgage as a really, really big credit card. And your mortgage payment is the minimum payment for the next 30 years. Now, you don't look at a mortgage payment as a minimum payment like you would a credit card, because a credit card is a more of a balance that you can probably comprehend of paying it off. So you see a small minimum payment. You're like, oh man, if I paid $20 a month for on $5,000, that would take me forever. Exactly. That's the exact same thing with a mortgage. But you don't look at a mortgage payment like a credit card payment, because it's that a mortgage payment is big to the average person. But in the bigger scheme of things, the grand scheme of things, that is the minimum payment for the next 30 years. Now, if your house is paid off, there is no vehicle, stock market, uh, trade, whatever investment that will return bigger returns that are absolutely guaranteed to return than a paid off house. That's $3,000 a year that you're going to be saving compared to millions of people with mortgages. This is called phantom income. It is real. But once you're out of the debt matrix, you no longer think about money individually, you think about money collectively. Once you start thinking about money, once you're debt free and you start thinking about money collectively, you earn phantom income. There is nothing on the market that will return money faster, that will make you money faster than a paid off house. I'm learning something new every time. Shell's an actual homeowner. He is an actual home owner, while millions of people are walking around here calling themselves homeowners with a mortgage. Whatever, it doesn't matter what they believe. Math doesn't care what they believe. Now, if you take the time to understand your DTI, whatever, it's called, okay, listen, it's called debt to income ratio. I'm going to say it slower. Debt to income ratio. When you have no debt, that ratio no longer applies. That ratio no longer applies to me because I have no debt. The formula is irrelevant. It doesn't matter to me anymore. See what I'm saying? Once you get out of debt, those things only apply to people in debt. Hence the name. What's up, Josh? Welcome. How you doing? Mark says, just asked a tax preparer for their credit report. Said they've never been asked it before. Exactly. I know that for a fact. You see what I'm saying, Mark? I want you guys to read what Mark says. Just wrote, said he's never been asked that before. That's what I'm saying. They have no idea. They're like, why are you asking that? Because I want to see if you're in debt. When I walk into Walmart and I see that little booth set up to do your taxes, I think to myself, there's no way in hell I'd walk into one of those places. No way. Not saying it's bad or good or whatever. They're just appealing to the masses that just are looking for a big tax return. That is their main goal. No matter how this person gets it and does it for you, the main goal is to get a big return. I bet you if you happen to walk past one of those places, you say, "Hey, man, uh, before I let you do my taxes, can I see your personal credit report before you start?" They'll look at you like you're nuts. What? What's up, Shell? Yeah, you can look at that way, but you can add up all your interest payments per year guaranteed or hope you can try exceed that in the stock market or property values. Exactly. And I tell you guys this in the room, I guarantee you this. If I didn't know what I was talking about, Shell's been living like this. He's been living like this for years. If I was making this stuff up, he would be able to tell that I'm full of crap right away. He wouldn't even be on this channel chit chatting. He brought something to my attention that I didn't even see. Now, I knew in my mind, say, hey, yeah, I paid off house would be good because I'm not making payments, but I never looked at it that way. I didn't look at a house payment as a minimum payment as I would a credit card. See what I'm saying? I didn't never look to say, hey, let me add up the interest in 1 year and compare it to any return on the market. Nothing compares to that. Nothing. And those are guaranteed returns. How do I know it's guaranteed returns? Because millions upon millions of people are paying it. And I wouldn't be. That's how I know it's guaranteed returns. Shell says, just understand that one is guaranteed and the other you're hoping happens. Then measure which one of the investment will have a greater impact on your day-to-day life. Exactly. Exactly. Look at that. And I want you guys to listen to what he's writing. Listen to what not listen. Read what Shell is writing, right? And I want you to understand something. It's nothing fancy. You don't need a financial degree from Harvard. You just need to apply the math that we all learned in grade school to your finances, and you will clearly see everything. Don't believe, oh, hey, Shell just paid off his house because he had a good job. Don't fall for all that. That means absolutely nothing. Because I guarantee you, wherever Shell works, I guarantee you there's other people that make just as much money as him, and they're deep in debt. People that are millionaires, salary wise, making money from a job, are in debt. Don't even know their DTI. Don't even half the people don't even know their tax bracket. You have no idea. If you're in this room, take just 5 minutes to Google 2020 tax bracket, grab your last year's tax return so you can see your total amount that you made, and just look and see where you're sitting at, just so you know. There is a formula to add up the exact taxes you will pay in your tax bracket, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just add up your total and see where you sit. And this is what I want you to do. Know your tax bracket, and then ask 10 of your friends, hey, you guys know your tax bracket? And then when that runs out, I want you to ask 20 of your friends, hey, do you know your tax bracket? And then when all of them say no, then ask your family members and hey, do you know your tax bracket? I guarantee you, probably out of 20 or 30 people, maybe two will know their tax bracket. Don't even get me started on DTI. Half the people, hey, do you know your DTI? They'll be like, what does that mean? What is that? Nicer says, Mark speaking of debt free slang. Sure is. Hey, Mark, let me ask you something. When you asked that tax preparer, when he or she said, I've never been asked that before, what was their facial expression, yours, and what was said after that moment? What was said? What did you say? What did they say? I'm curious because I've personally never asked a tax preparer because I've always done my tax. My stuff is not that big to where I need a tax preparer yet. But when I do, that's a question I'm gonna ask. Excuse me, I just have never asked anybody that question. Cosmic Wisdom says, and is you really is you really want to get fancy? Ask what is your effective tax bracket. See, I don't even know that. Now I got to look that up. What is my effective tax bracket? I don't even know what that means. But remember, I want you guys to oh yeah, and this is very important for you guys that are new to the channel. This is what I want you to understand. Never be embarrassed to say, I don't know when it comes to your money. People that understand money will respect you even more if you don't guess. Just simply say, don't know that. You know what effective tax bracket is? Nope. Don't be embarrassed to say, I don't know. Do not. Hey, do you know your DTI? Do you know how much debt you're in down to the exact penny? I sure don't. I respect more people that tell me they don't know than take a wild guess. Because when people take guesses at their money, this is what it sounds like to me when somebody gets, if I ask somebody, hey man, uh, do you know how much debt you're in? And they go, well, it's sort of, are you including student loans, including the mortgage? Like that debt doesn't count for some reason. People in debt always say things like that, including the student loans, including my mortgage. And you just go, yeah, yeah, everything. Yeah, including the collection. Then they go, I think it's around 40,000. This is what it sounds like when people say that to me. Hey man, if I ask them, hey, do you know what 1 + 1 is? And they go, man, yeah, I think it's around. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. If you turned to me and said that. So don't ever guess. Say, I don't know. After a few I don't knows, you yourself are going to get tired of saying, I don't know. You're going to do that. Effective tax rate. Oh, effective tax rate. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're great. Okay, gotcha. What Cosmic Wisdom says is what you really pay the IRS. Gotcha. So you could be in a 24th percentile tax bracket, but you could actually pay 16 due to pre-tax 401k. Yeah. No, I know what that means. Okay, gotcha. I just didn't know that was the term for that. For sure. Many people that don't know their tax bracket, they believe, and Cosmic Wisdom, trust me, they believe if they look up their tax bracket and see where they're sitting at, they think the whole amount. They don't know the whole amount is not going to be taxed at 24%. They don't know that. See, but remember this channel, I want everybody to know the basics because I'm telling you right now, I didn't know that. First, when I even first learned about tax brackets and found out where I sat, I thought my whole salary was based on that whatever tax bracket I was in. No, it's on what's called what's that term, Cosmic Wisdom? Not a sliding scale, but the first 0 to 9,700 is taxed at 10%, and then 9,701 is taxed at 12%. I forgot the exact name. Maybe you know that too, Shell. I can't remember what that's called, but I don't even want to go that deep into people that is just stepping in it because stepping in this world because it'll start to become frustrated. People, oh man, that's just too complex, and then it'll just throw people off. I just want people to take baby steps. Know your tax bracket. So the next time somebody like me, Cosmic Wisdom, Hyphy, Mark, somebody come up and say, hey, you know your tax bracket? You can turn to them and say, yep, I sure do. It's 24%. Yes, I sure do. It's 22%. Yes, I sure do. It's 12%. That's all. People like me will have more respect for you. Okay, at least this person is taking the time to understand this money game, because I want you guys to also pay attention to this. Notice, notice how people in the debt matrix, every time they buy something, they always leave off the tax. This is important. This is very important. So the next time you hear somebody come up to you and say, "Hey man, I got an awesome deal," and they'll say, "How much you get it for?" "Oh, I got it for, it could be a shirt, it could be a car, it could be anything." Say like they picked up an Xbox. "Ah man, I got this Xbox for, $300. You got to say, "Did you get that without tax?" "Oh no, I got how much is the tax? Why are you not including the tax? Like, did you not pay for it or something? Did you not pay tax? That's illegal. That's tax evasion." "Oh man, I don't know what the tax was." "Why don't you know what the tax is? You paid for it. You paid it." People do that all the time. I used to do that. Tell everybody I got something on sale and leave off the tax like I didn't pay it. It doesn't even make any sense. That's by design, people. If this is you, that's by design. It made you to ignore and not pay attention to the taxes, even though you can go to prison if you don't pay them. Cosmic Wisdom says, so you could be in a 24 percentile tax bracket, but you could actually pay 16 due to, oh, I think I read that already. Okay. Gotcha. And other tax write-offs. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I understand what you're saying, Cosmic Wisdom. I understand what you're saying, but you're talking the level of us. You know what I'm saying? You try to tell somebody that don't even know how much debt they're in, you try to tell them about the tax bracket system. You'll overwhelm them. They'll get glassy eyed and you'll never hear from them again. They'll just vanish on you. Mark says, they looked at me weird and I said their personal finances gave to be well taken care of. Oh, have to be well taken care of, or else why would I trust them? And they agreed with me. Waiting on the report though. You're never gonna see it. You're never gonna see it, Mark. Sorry. Think of you're in an old cowboy town with tumbleweeds and dirt scrolling across the field, waiting on the person to come back, and the far, and it's hot, and you see that heat going across the ground. You're waiting for that person to walk over the horizon with their credit report in their hand. You'll never see it. Sorry, Mark, you'll die of thirst before that happens. Cosmic Wisdom says, oh yeah, there are online tools that will break that down for you. Oh yeah. You know that, Cosmic Wisdom, and I know that. But if they don't even know, think about it this way, Cosmic Wisdom. This is why my channel is on I'm going to say it's on a different level, because I want people to understand this. I want you guys to understand this. You hear Cosmic Wisdom say, hey, there are tools, but if people don't even know their DTI or their tax bracket or whatever, you think they're going to have the knowledge to even look for a tool that they don't even know exists? They don't even know to look for that tool, Cosmic Wisdom. I promise you, they don't. Thank you, Black Knight. I appreciate it, man. LJ, it's called a progressive tax system. That's what we have. So those of you guys that are listening, okay, this is just a quick, brief thing. Let me show you guys. I'm gonna bring this up. So this is very important. Okay, I want you guys to, and anybody that understands the tax system, if I make a mistake, feel free to jump in and say I'm wrong or that's incorrect, because I don't want to be wrong. And understand, this is the S&D family. Nobody's jumping in to say, hey, you're wrong. They're jumping in to teach you something, so you don't get out in the world and just be making mistakes like the majority of the people in the debt matrix. So let me bring this up real quick here. All right. Now here is the last year. Oh, let me move that out the way so we can. Now here is the last year tax bracket. So if you're a single person, say like you made, let's say you made $85,000 a year, you would be right here in the 24 percentile tax bracket as a single filer. Okay. Your first 0 to $9,700 is taxed at 10%. Got it? The next amount of starting with 9,701 to 39,475 is taxed at 12%, and so on. Okay. And then here, if you made 80 at once you're at the, if you made $85,000 a year, right? You say 85,000 minus 84,201, whatever that difference is, that's taxed at 24%. That's how it works. See what I'm saying? Progressive tax system. Okay. And if I made any mistakes in there, please feel free to tell me that I made a mistake. But that's pretty much straightforward. And again, I'm not a tax person. I'm just showing you something that's readily available on the internet. Nothing spectacular, nothing. Okay. NC Biggs says, LJ, I'm on the way to being free. I was just listening to your video Friday. Which the last one, NC Biggs? Easy Big says, though, that's how I picture it. That's exactly how I picture it. I picture Mark waiting, and then like there, you know how people stand in the middle of the town waiting to draw on each other, but Mark is standing there by himself, looking into the horizon, watching the tumbleweeds go across, waiting for that person to bring their full entire credit report. They're never coming, ever. You'll never hear from them. They have no idea. That person had no idea what Mark was talking about. Why are they asking that question? It doesn't make any sense. Cosmin Winston says, I good, just doing my Monday grind. Oh, yeah. Well, it's like I know, it's a language, you guys. If you're in debt, once you get out of debt, you'll see and hear the language. We're not saying anything fancy. When you hear people talk about numbers, it's really not. It's just math. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing more than that. Willie says, I'm ghost watching today, but I'm here. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Willie? NC Big says, I keep missing LJ YouTube. LJ YouTube is a scam. I need hyphy. Oh. I know Hyphy thinks everything's a scam. Hey, Hyphy, man. Hey, man, thanks for helping me, man. Here's a card for a free meal at someone's. That's a scam. No, Hyphy, I'm just thinking. No, I'm messing with Hyphy. Oh, we're gonna market that. It's a scam. Phoenix Sun, good morning, family. Did you see the recent article about the man who had his student loans discharged in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? No. There's got to be more to that story, but if you can email me the link to that story, I'd appreciate it. I would love to read that story. Really would love to read that story. Here's my email if you don't have it, Phoenix Sun. Send me that email. Send me that article, and I would love to see that. Nicer says, NC Biggs, yeah, I got the notification today, but for every notification I get, there's 3 or 4 that I don't get. YouTube is slacking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do not know. And you guys are checking the all on the notifications, right? All, right? NC Big says, yeah, this last Friday, sorry, I've been quite quiet sometimes. I need to put more action in my life and less talk. No, man, NC Biggs, it's not getting out of debt. You don't have to make a lot of noise. It's just doing. Don't worry about it, man. You guys see me. Sometimes I'll take about 3 or 4 days off, man, because I got to recharge. You know what I'm saying? Black Knight says your mortgage should be less than 28% of your monthly take-home pay. Anything above that number puts you at a financial risk. Yeah. And you know what's crazy, Black Knight? Just getting a mortgage. I want you guys to understand this. Getting a mortgage, even if it's the best, absolutely best mortgage on the market, what you're saying is this: I am going to sign on the dotted line saying and accepting that I'm going to pay more for this house than what it's actually worth today. I'm going to pay more for it right now. And that's okay. If you go, that's why I'm saying like this. If you absolutely need a mortgage, you only accept the best one on the market. Whatever that is in 2020, whatever that is, there is a best one. Okay. That's the only one you will accept if you get a mortgage. When you walk into the bank, you say, "Hey, I want the best mortgage on the market." The bank's going to hand you a list of requirements. And then you go down that list. If you don't meet the requirements, you leave the bank and you don't come back until you do meet those requirements, whatever year that is, whatever. And you definitely, listen, you definitely never, ever, ever, ever walk into the bank having debt, being in debt, having student loan debt, student loan debt older than your children, because the bank is going to treat you accordingly. This is business. I don't care how bank commercials make you feel. How, coming home to a home, switch the light on, families there with a dinner in the kitchen, set up at the table. I know how the banks do it. They make you feel like, hey, I need a home to have this feeling. I get it. It's all business. It's all business. But their commercials are only for business to get your feelings involved in it, that you all of a sudden you need a home, you need it for your kids, want them to grow up in the backyard, whatever you want to imagine. That house will become your dream home, will become your nightmare. You don't want that. It's a scam. Nicer says, "Yeah, I hit that all bell on your channel. Oh, but I don't get all the notifications." I don't know. I got to read about that. That is just the weirdest thing. I don't know. Maybe they need to upgrade their system. Maybe there's so many people on it that the system can't handle the notifications. That is the weirdest thing, because I get notifications from O'Shea. I get notifications from Solo. I get those notifications. I don't know. I think that's weird. Okay. But anyway, like I said, this DTI, debt to income ratio, man, it's no different than the banks created the DTI system. The banks created the Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. They created all that. When you sit down, and that's why I would never, if I have to get a mortgage for my next house, I'm not buying a house without a lawyer. I don't understand all that paperwork. $300,000, $400,000 worth of paperwork? No, I don't understand any of that. I'm going straight to a lawyer and say, "Hey, look over this stuff. Call me when it's done." Should I? Shouldn't I? What did I miss? What part of the section that I didn't know this? Hey, man, I'm not doing anything. When I signed up for my first couple of houses, you know what I did? Sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here, sign here, a thick stack of paperwork, sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here. I couldn't sign it fast enough just so I can get them damn keys in my hand. Walked out after I signed my life away for the next 30 years, walked out of the bank acting as if I was a homeowner, got online, "Hey, check out my new house. Look what I got." Everybody jumping on, "Congratulations." No, it's no congratulations. No, I'm a slave for the next 30 years. And that's only if I didn't refinance once. You think I didn't refinance? I sure did. I didn't know that started a 30-year clock over. Didn't know that. I just was focused on the money. That's exactly how the bank wanted me to be. And when I was wrapped up in debt and had my student loans and all this other stuff, you think I knew my DTI, debt to income ratio? Not even close. Didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even bother to look up DTI until they told me no. And you know why they told me no? I was maxed to the brim in debt. I was buried. Willie says, "I get all your notifications." Wow, that's crazy. I don't know, man. I gotta look it up. I'm gonna look that up, because there must be a trick or something that I'm missing. Because I swear to you guys, I get all of O'Shea's notifications. I get all of Solo's notifications, and other people that I subscribe, I really get their notifications. So, well, then again, maybe I need to check to make sure if their notifications match what's in my email. So let me double check that before I say I get them all. Will S says I get them all too. Okay. Hey, Will S, do you got all notifications set for this channel? I was also thinking this too. How I'm trying to figure out how I can describe myself, because I consider myself a financial advisor, but not in the traditional sense. I'm a person that I know about money, but I don't need a degree to prove it. I can prove it with mathematics, right? I'm trying to show everybody that it doesn't matter the amount of money you make. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that. Don't be impressed by somebody's car, their job title. I don't want you guys to think because you have a regular earning type of job that this person with a higher paying job is financially ahead of you. They're not. The majority of people that make a lot of money, you know what they do? They try to show the world that they make a lot of money by financing stuff. You don't believe me? Go to somebody that you believe have money and just ask these two questions. Hey, do you know you? Hey, what's your? And say it casually because I don't want you to alert them, but they won't know. They won't know. Just go, hey man, do you know your DTI? Do you know your tax bracket? Just ask those two questions to somebody that you believe is financially smart, that you believe is financially successful. Because I promise you, people that know money, they know that question. They know the answer to that question because taxes are the backbone of the whole economy. To not know put you in some serious trouble. To not know is a sign that you're in financial trouble. To not know. To be happy about an income tax time, hey man, I can't wait to get my check. That's a sign that you're in trouble. Because people that wait for income tax checks to come, they believe the government is giving them something. That's why they're so happy about it. They're so happy about it because they've never seen that large amount of money in one shot. And they express it all over Facebook. Just go on social media. You'll see how many people are talking about what they're going to do with their income tax check. They don't know what they're saying. Black Knight says anything can become a nightmare when you spend more than you can afford. Anything. Anything you finance, remember this, anything you finance. Oh, this is better yet. Imagine, you know how I say, when you finance a car, you're financing the taxes too. Imagine the taxes on a house. If you're financing a house, you're also financing the taxes on a house. You're financing the taxes on a house spread out over 30 years. Ooh, woo. When do you think you're going to break even for the house? 15 years in, maybe? If you don't even finance once, you got people refinancing houses, believing they're paying off their cars and oh man, don't get me started on that. Woo. Imagine the taxes on a house and you're financing them. Oh my God. Yes, I have all try. Yes, I have. I'll try unselecting the bell icon, then reselecting. That's a good idea. Because they could have changed something in their algorithm, YouTube, and that might reactivate it. Hyphy says, I control my own tax bracket. I can raise it and lower it. That's exactly right. Hyphy, good point. Thank you for bringing that up. You can control, once you get out of debt, you get to control your tax bracket. You get to control it. You control what you're going to be paying. Yes, that's possible. And it's all legal. Nothing illegal here in this channel. I would never steer you wrong. Anything illegal, I do not tolerate because there's no reason to cheat. There's absolutely no reason to cheat. The tax system is a must because if that tax system wasn't enforced by prison, the majority of people in debt wouldn't participate because they believe taxes are the very reason that's keeping them down in the hole they believe. That's what they believe. No, it's not. Anybody you hear complaining about the tax system, I want you to go, hey man, you making car payments? You did you finance that phone? How many credit cards you got? Are they all maxed? That's your problem. But they're not going to hear you say that because they believe that's normal. Nice says, thanks, Will S. I just unselected the all bell and then reselected again. Uber guy says, you better preach. I'm trying. I keep trying to tell you, you 20 years old, you 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, you better listen. Those people out there on social media pretending and stuff like that, I want you to think about something. If you had a lot of money, listen, if you had a lot of money, would you really want, and the majority of the people in the US are broke, would you really want them to know that you have a lot of money? That doesn't even make sense. Why would you want everybody to know? People with money don't do stuff like that. I'm not going to speak for everybody with money, but I'm saying people with real money, they understand there's absolutely no reason to show the rest of the broke world that you have money. That makes no sense. You guys, you youngsters, you better stop following what you see on social media. They're steering you wrong. All you got to do is believe in mathematics right now. If you're a 20-year-old and 30-year-old right now and you don't believe you will ever pay off your student loan debt, you better change that attitude right now. Right now. Because what you're saying is this. This is what you're saying. 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old. This is what you're saying. Think about your total student loan debt. We're just going to use student loan debt. If you don't believe right now at your age that you can never pay off your student loan debt, this is what you're really saying. I don't believe throughout my whole entire life, I will never be able to pay off that student loan. I will never earn enough money throughout my entire working life. I will never earn that much money. That's what you're saying out loud mathematically. That's what you're saying. Don't ever say that to yourself, especially out loud. Don't you ever say that to yourself, ever. You do whatever it takes to pay off that student loan, because if you don't, you will be a slave until you're dead. There is no way out of student loan debt. There is no way. That's on purpose. People can't be physically enslaved anymore. They can't just say, hey, we're going to whip you on the back and chain you to a tree and do it all. All those days are done. No, now today, they create volunteer slaves and they chain you with invisible chains that you pay for. So if you're one of the people, one of the millions, so don't even, if this is your mindset and you really believe that, don't worry, you're not alone. There's $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. Don't worry, you're not alone if you don't believe you can pay off your student loan debt. But I'm just telling you this right now. You're going to be a slave with invisible chains that you're going to pay for and maintain those chains. See what I'm saying? That's what you're saying. Willie says, I've never understood the whole exhilaration to tax time. I get excited about investment and savings. Yeah. Have you noticed? All you got to do for you guys in the room that are free, I want you guys to pay attention to the commercials, the ads around tax time. It's like people that believe in tax returns and all this other stuff. Imagine them in a big barrel of water. And all the businesses around them have long fishing poles with bait at the end. And it's like fishing in a barrel. All these people that believe they're getting something for nothing or something, whatever. And the businesses thrive on that. It's just business, nothing personal. It's like fishing in a barrel. And then people with tax time, they say it out loud. Ooh, man, when I get my taxes, I'm going to do this and that. And as a business person, I'd be like, ooh, you are? Okay. I hope you buy from me. Uber guy says, At least 30K in just taxes. Yes, 30K. Now now think about it this way, Uber guy. It's not even 30K anymore. Just like when you add up the houses, like cool, it's this house price plus 30K in taxes, right? For the person that finances the house, it's not 30K in taxes. It's more than that because it's spread out over 30 years with an interest rate. Ooh, and I think about it as I'm just telling you guys. Ooh, I didn't see that in a million years. A million years. So the interest you're paying over, just add up 1 year of interest. Now listen to me closely. If you add up 1 year of interest that you've paid on your mortgage, understand this, that interest that's in there that you're paying, that's the interest you're paying off of not only the principal, but the taxes. Ooh, wee. Don't get me started. Mm, Now you times that by millions of people that are walking around in the United States that but calling themselves homeowners. Ooh, let's not even throw in homeowner associations and all that stupid nonsense. Oh my God, it's endless. Linnell, can you resend your email? Going to send. Okay. Nicer just posted it, Phoenix. Okay, yeah, you got it. I'm late. Sorry. Okay. Black Hannah 777. Hey, welcome. I am OTR driver, no debt, and have investments. Live in my truck, no desire for a home, like my freedom to travel the world. Ramsey baby steps with house purchase should reconsider. I'm not sure what you're saying. Ramsey baby step with house purchase should uh, restate what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're saying, Black Henna. I don't want to respond wrong. Shell says, hey, bro, you don't finance the taxes because your taxes are escrowed, meaning it's separated. It's petty principal. Okay, interest, taxes, insurance. The TI taxes and insurance are held in a separate account. You don't finance the taxes because your taxes are escrowed, meaning, okay, I might be wrong. I mean, I'm not doubting you. I don't know. I don't know because I never bought a house right correctly in my life, and I purchased 2 or 3. Is it 2 or 3? 2. So I don't know. I'm sure you're right. But those taxes, yeah, they sit somewhere, but I don't know. I'm not doubting you, Shell. I'm not even saying you're wrong or anything. But here I'm saying, if I'm saying it wrong, please correct me because I don't want to get out in the world to be saying wrong information because I've really never but I just think about the taxes on a house. But back to a car, you're definitely financing the taxes. There is no separate escrow account inside of taxes. Anything you finance. Ooh-wee. Let me go look, see if that you got the. Gotcha. Okay, I see it, Phoenix Sun. I got it. Let's see something here. 1 second here. Let me. Oh, it's 34 minutes. Crap. Okay, let me post this link in here, you guys. I'm not going to do it now because it's a 34-minute video, but I will post it in here so you guys can check it out. Phoenix Sun says, Linnell, I just emailed you the link to the student loan of that was discharged. I got to watch the video because honestly, Phoenix Sun, I got to hear what he says. I got to hear what he says because according to the law, student loans you can't bankrupt them. And stuff like this. He's probably, let me see how many views he's got of this thing. He's got almost little over 800, almost 850,000. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Never mind. What did I do with that? Crap. Wrong video. 1 second here. Where's my, hold up, you guys. I want to see something here. 1 second. I want to see the views on this bad boy. Oh, 27,000. So he just recently posted this. Oh, I'm excited to even see what this dude is talking about, because this is what videos like that do. Okay. Oh, Nicer says, I just shared this live with my bro-in-law. He had a VA loan for a little over 10 years before he said, forget this. He took the L, let it go, and moved back to his red. I think he can grasp. Yes, he's ready. Tell him he's awesome for doing that. Straight up. Don't be like the other people. I'm hanging on to this. I can't lose this. Oh my, Uber says, oh my God, I forgot about the interest. Yeah. Uber guy says, I'm going to tell my fiance that we need to get a house on auction cash, need just rent until we have the money after. Yeah. Just look, Uber guy, just look for, remember, always think like this, Uber guy. There are millions upon millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having a mortgage. Okay. That's by design. That's on purpose. That's the bigger picture. Once you get out of the debt matrix, that's important. That is a very important key, that there are many people that believe they are homeowners while having mortgages. As long as you understand that that's mathematically incorrect, all you got to do is do the math and say, oh, that's not true. It's not true. And then you're not. That means just wait for a foreclosure. This is how you can see outside the debt matrix. Wait for foreclosure, tax lien, look for a huge company in a city that's closing down, maybe. Then and as soon as you hear about, say like you were living in a city with a big company that just pretty much a whole bunch of people work there, and you were told that this company is about to shut down. That's when you go to the city. If you're financially free and you happen to live in that city, that's the time to go look for houses, because the majority of those people are going to lose them into foreclosure. Guaranteed. That's when you go to, the markets are easy to spot when you're out of the debt matrix. That's all you got to do is listen to what companies closing down, or what like say like there's a company going up somewhere, right? Then you go to that city and look up the tax liens in that city. Look up people that, I don't know if you can look up foreclosures, but that's when it's time to buy. You go buy from people that are in debt trouble. Once you get out of debt, Uber guy, remember this, always remember this. Housing market prices will no longer matter to you. It doesn't matter how hot the market is in New York, Calabasas, California, Malibu, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. None of that. That only matters when housing market prices only matter when you sell, never when you buy. Why? Because 85% of Americans are in debt. 85% of Americans, their whole financial life is dictated by one single job. They lose that job, their whole life is done. I remember, check this out, you guys, thinking about it like this. I remember, it's the weirdest thing. I remember driving around in my fancy Lexus, living in my fancy high-rise apartment, making $160,000 a year. But as I do a lot of thinking when I'm driving, I used to always think like this as on my drive on the freeway, because it's like this. Have you ever been driving home, and then as soon as you pull up to your house, it's like you come back into your body like, oh, how did I get home? It was one of those moments, right? I used to think like this, man, my whole life could change if I lost my job today. If my job laid me off or decide to fire me or whatever, my whole financial life would change. I would be destroyed in a month. 2 months? Oh yeah, I'd be done. That's what I remember living like that, thinking. I used to think like that in my mind and didn't do anything about it. Didn't even say, let me figure out how to change that. I just went on driving, thought about something else, turned on the radio, watched some YouTube just to take my mind off it. But knowing that my whole life would be destroyed. Imagine your life, your financial life as a tree. The trunk of the tree is your job, and all the branches and leaves are all the things I financed. Just imagine it. That's all your house, car, credit cards, daycare, memberships, this and that. And then all of a sudden you lose your job. Somebody cutting the tree, the whole thing tumbles and crashes. I've lived like that for the first 40 years of my life and didn't even know it. 20-year-old, 30 years old, I'm gonna change your life. Your life will be changed forever. Don't do that. You'll be a millionaire, a multimillionaire by the time you're my age, a multimillionaire. Just by this, don't worry about thinking you have to be fancy in the stock market, because always think about money. Once you get out of debt, you think about money collectively. This is how you think about it. If 85% of Americans are in debt, imagine the percentage of those people that are investing in the stock market, that are trying to tell you to invest in the stock market, and they believe. Now, you remember, people in debt, money doesn't exist for them. Math will prove this. Money doesn't exist for people in debt. Whether they know this or not is 100% irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Now imagine the percentage of those people that are investing in the stock market with money that doesn't even exist. And they think they're getting compound. They use these fancy terms. Oh, I'm doing compound interest of yearly simple interest. No, they ain't compounding nothing. You cannot compound negative dollars. When people come at you with fancy terms like that and think they're doing this and quadruple interest that, this is what you turn to them and say, hey, do you know how much debt you're in? If they don't have the answer to that question, they're not compounding anything. You can't compound negative dollars. You can't compound on money that doesn't exist. That's mathematically impossible. They don't know that. Uber guy says we would retire a lot faster if we buy home cash. Don't even use the word retire, Uber guy. That's a made up word too. Retirement is a made up word. Just say, hey, I don't want to work anymore for somebody else. That's it. Don't worry about the word retire. That's another made up word. I didn't know that. I remember sitting down at signing up for every job. Hey, this is our retirement plan, and you get this at 65. I used to think to myself subconsciously, I didn't say it out loud, am I going to really be here for the next 30 years of my life? Hell no. 401ks, HSAs, don't worry about the retirement and investment. The real money is the tax savings today. The 401k is the government's way of saying, hey, if you invest in this right now, we will give you money right now. Right now, every single year that you do it. Don't believe me? Go back. If you haven't ever fully maxed out a 401k, I want you to go to HR department and say, hey man, yeah, I missed the last 5 years of my maxing out my 401k. Can I go back and do that? They're going to say, oh no, you even asking that question, that means you know. Sorry. Black Knight says, LJ Shell Grant is correct about the taxes on the home loan. Thank you for correcting me. See you guys in this room? I don't take that negatively. I get answers from people that know. Now I will never make that mistake again. See how that works? If the math is right, don't get mad at the math. That is correct. Thank you. Now, today, I just learned something new. You learn from the people that, how do you learn? How do you know the information is correct from the people that know? They don't have debt. It's a whole different language. You think I think Black Knight and Shell is full of crap? No, they're just telling me, hey, Linnell, you're wrong. It's this. Okay, cool. Because I know the source. So whenever you hear people tell you financial information, you need to stop for a moment and turn around and say, who is telling me that information? Woo, it sure is expensive to live in this city. You got to stop and turn around and say, who's saying that? Somebody in debt? Oh yeah, it's definitely expensive for you. Why? You're in debt. That's why it's expensive for you. You have no idea even how much debt you're in. Of course it's expensive for you. Phoenix Sun says he starts his analysis at the 7:45 mark. Okay, Phoenix Sun, you keep piquing my interest on this dude. I might have to go in for a little bit just with you guys. I might have to go ahead and do it. Oh God, he's a lawyer. He gave analysis on. He's a lawyer. He gave an analysis on this. Oh God. Are you guys trying to make me do this video right now? Okay, Phoenix Sun, that's what you're doing. You guys, Shell Grant says, just because one person got their student loans forgave doesn't mean the information that you should get that someone should spread. If one person survives from fall, the Empire State Building. Okay, I see what you're saying. If one person survives from the fall from the Empire State Building, doesn't. Oh, I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Shell. Hey, check this out. But Shell, listen, this is what that's doing, though. You got to remember, you got to look at the bigger picture. The majority of people don't believe they will ever pay off their student loan debt. So when they see that title, they're going to gravitate towards it. The title grabs people in debt because they believe there's got to be another way to get out of student loan debt. This must be the answer. But let me tell you guys something that may believe that student loan debt is going to be forgiving. No, it's not. It's not going to be forgiven ever. They're never going to release 45 million of their slaves at once. That will never happen. That would break the economy, cripple it. You think that's going to happen? No, sir. Cosmic Wisdom says Shell is totally right for conventional mortgages. You don't finance taxes nor closing costs. Okay. Stand corrected. See how easy that was? I'm not even taking offense to that. I just learned something today. See how I said something? Ooh, you finance the taxes too. I was wrong. Now I will never be wrong again. See what I'm saying? Because I learned from people that know. Savings minus debt family, people. This is how you learn. People that understand money, they respect people that say, I don't know. And even if you say something you don't know, just like I just did, that's okay. I said it because I didn't know, obviously. I was wrong. Not a big deal. Now I do know. Good morning, reigning woman. Good morning. Phoenix Sun says, well, there is something in the courts called precedent. So if the same fact patterns exist as the individual in this case, the student loans could likely be discharged also. You guys are really trying to get me to do this video, aren't you? Shell Grant says, mean you can't tell people you will survive the fall. Papa T's. So basically be patient and get out of debt before making a big purchase. Papa T's, I want you to change your mindset and understand this. There are no other options to getting out of debt. There is no other option. You have no choice but to get out of debt. That's what you must put in your mind. You have no other choice. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the money you have to buy anything outside of yourself. If that's a large negative number, you have no choice. And don't look at it as a bad thing. You use that as fuel to get your slave papers, because I trust you me, slavery is alive and well. It's debt. Debt is the colorblind slave master. It doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care your political party. It doesn't care if you're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't care if you're black, white, Chinese. It doesn't care. All it sees is green. Phoenix Sun says, if anything, consult a bankruptcy attorney and inquire. Consult more than one. The test applied to the case was the Brunner test. Good luck with that. Uber guy says, imagine if 80% of Americans got laid off. It's sad, but the debt-free would become. But you know what? Even if 80% of them, because Uber guy, we need slaves. They can't even have 80% of the people getting laid off. That cannot happen. Why do you think, listen, why do you think, put it this way, people don't really understand how the economy is changing right now, right? When you're on the outside looking in, you can clearly see. Here's Uber, a multi-billion-dollar industry, don't own any cars, don't have any employees, none, zero. Amazon got people delivering their stuff and they're not even employees. See what I'm saying? See how it all works? Now fast food is being delivered by companies with no employees. See the new trend? And these jobs, these delivery jobs, they don't really pay that much money. And they got to do their own taxes. Now, how many of those people that you believe doing all these deliveries know and understand 1099 taxes? You think that, I guarantee you the majority of those people not even paying their taxes. They're getting their money and they're spending it all. And guess what they're going to do? The tax man is going to come a knocking, and all the taxes they didn't understand, now they're going to have penalties and fees, because you can't just say, oh, I didn't know. That doesn't work. Sorry. Now, not only are they going to be buried, people like this. Can you imagine being buried under student loan debt and IRS debt? Two of the debts that you can never, ever, ever get rid of. Never. You are a slave until you're dead. Uber guy says, I'm looking at things a lot different now. Oh, you know what, Uber guy, get out of debt. This will be your natural thought process for the rest of your life. Double-edged sword, Uber guy. Let me tell you something. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying what's going to happen is this. Once you get out of debt, you're going to start reflecting back on all the things you financed, and you're going to get pissed. You're going to be mad at yourself. This is all part of the process. Go through the process, get over it. You know, you're going to be like, oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see that. Credit cards, financing this. Oh my God, I said that out loud. Yeah, I said that in public. Oh yeah, I can't believe how many phones I financed. Oh, you're going to go through all that. Don't worry about it. Get over it. It's part of the recovery process. Get through the feelings. And then once you're on the other side, be happy that you're no longer living in a debt matrix. You're going to see all the fakers. There's a ton of them on Facebook, Instagram, all the social media sites. There's a ton of people faking, ton. But remember this, they don't know they're faking. I mean, they know they're in debt, but they just think debt is part of life. Once you get out of debt, your credit report's going to look a certain way. Anybody you do financial dealings with, serious financial dealings with, guess what? You ask to see their personal credit report. It doesn't matter if they know or not, whatever. Thank you, Nicer. Hit that subscribe button. Uber guy says, I'm 31 and just got engaged, and she's debt free. Will have access to MIS. I'm not sure what MIS is, Uber guy, but you are, man. Let me tell you something, Uber guy. Had I known what I was telling you at 31, you need to sign up. Hey, man, get with me. Savings-debt.com. Book your consultation. I can help you skip over a lot of hurdles. Okay, a lot of hurdles. And you got a woman that's financially free too. Oh man, good luck finding that again. Good luck finding that again. Get with me. 31. Oh man, I don't even want to think about that. Hadn't I known somebody that told me this at 31, I'd have been, oh God, whatever. See, you see how I went back? You see how I went back and see how my feelings got involved just now? That's what happens. That's what happens. Because I go through all the hours I spent at car dealerships, sitting there for 8 hours to buy one car. Man, I can't believe I was sitting in a car lot and people were seeing me sitting there. They got me on camera inside of auto lots or whatever, sitting there for 8 hours. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Jalen says, I was at a Super Bowl party last night. A guy kept going around trying to bet people. Once he came around to me, I'm more interested in paying off my student loans because I'm 2 months away. What did he say to that? What did he say to that, Jalen? What did he say to that? I'm curious. Willie says, LJ, I would think just like what you described. That was no way to live. Glad that phase in my life is in the past. Now I go around making enemies talking about the debt matrix. Yeah, you're gonna learn your lesson, Willie. You're going to learn your lesson. You're going to stop trying to be Neo in the debt matrix, okay? Mr. Smith is always going to come out and attack you. He's going to always be after you. There, you know how Mr. Smith could be anybody anytime he want. That's Mr. Smith. That's when they argue back with you. That's Mr. Smith inside of them arguing with you. That's not true. No, you can't make. Hey, what do you mean phantom income? Phantom income, that doesn't exist. That's not for real. That's what I'm saying. You're going to stop. Hey, man. I love being Neo though. I love being Neo. I got over that. Hey, if you don't like it, whatever. But I don't go in people's off this channel. I don't go in people's faces no more. I don't do that. Black Knight says, don't waste your time watching that video. What the creator isn't going to tell you is the courts have only approved approximately 1/10 of 1% of chapters bankruptcy. Okay. I figured that. Thank you for doing that review. I appreciate it. I'm still Black Knight, I'm still gonna watch it. I have to. I have to see if he's speaking nonsense. And I know by what you're telling me, he's probably he's for surely speaking nonsense. But I got to hear the words for myself. Black Henna says, should I consider a house purchase in the future? Of course. Of course. There's only two ways, Black Henna. The first one is cash. The second one, only with the best mortgage on the market. Whatever that is. You want to find out which one is that? You walk into the biggest bank in your city, town, whatever, and say, hey, what's the best mortgage you have on the market? You can Google this information first before you walk into the bank, just to make sure they're going to give you the correct information. Type up, I don't know exactly how to look it up, but you can just look it up. Hey, best mortgage, whatever, right? And whatever the interest rate is the absolute best. And you walk into the bank and say, hey, this is the one I want. What are the requirements? They're going to give you the requirements. You look at the requirements and see if you meet them. If you don't, you leave. You don't come back until you do. It's really that simple. You'd accept nothing less than the best. Okay? Nothing less. Nisha says, Black Knight, those odds are like your odds of winning the Powerball lottery in hyphy voice. It's a scam. It's a scam. Exactly. Black. Oh, okay. We said that already. Oh, this thing be jumping up so fast. Black Kenneth says, over the road trucker. I heard you talk about Ramsey last talk. I do not want a home. Should I consider this in the wealth building steps? I travel the world and invest, living. Yeah, don't think you have to buy a house. Okay. That's not true. You don't have to buy a house. You do. I say like this, Black Kenneth, do what makes you happy. Don't do what the society makes you believe, because I promise you, the majority of people that are giving you that information, they're in debt. They're just doing what they've been told. Okay, don't always consider the source when somebody tells you financial information. And this is how to tell. I promise you, Black Henna. I promise you. Anybody that gives you financial information, just this is what you can say to them without them knowing that you're probing into their finances. Okay, you ask them something like, hey man, you still have student loans? Or do you know your tax bracket? Okay, if they don't know either one of those questions, you don't take financial advice from them. You don't take financial advice from them at all, because people with money that understand money know these questions. If you ask the person with money, do they know how much debt they're in? They're going to quickly tell you zero. And they probably give you a funny look. Debt? No. Personally. Okay, business-wise is different. I'm only talking about personal debt, Black Henna, because a lot of people in debt, they be mixing the two, business debt versus personal debt. I'm only talking about personal debt. So when you ask tax bracket question or student loan question, those are personal things. Okay, that's how they won't know why you're asking those questions. But understand this: if they don't know, they're in debt. You'll hear from me soon, bro. Hey man, 31-year-old guy, man, let me tell you something, Uber guy. And I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I'm not hypothesizing. This is not my opinion. If you come to me and you follow what I give you, the plan, you will be rich. Your whole world will change. You will quickly see how cheap it is to live in society. It's cheap. I'm gonna tell you something, Uber guy. I'm probably living off of $35,000 a year, maybe. And I'm not even trying. No, I'm not clipping coupons. I'm not looking for the best deals at restaurants. I'm not clipping on. I'm not doing any of that. None of that. Once you get out of debt and you discover how cheap it is to live, you'll build wealth from there. Look at me as a person that helps build your the foundation to your wealth building. Help you build your wealth building foundation. I help you seal up the cracks. The cracks in your foundation are interest payments. Those are holes. Look at those. Look at those as holes in your bank account. Interest payments is what's hemorrhaging your money. It's leaking your dough. Anything you finance, you're agreeing to pay more for that item than what it's worth. That's mathematically impossible to get financially ahead if you keep doing that. That's impossible. Uber guy says that's a great start. Not easy, but your life will change for the better. Oh yeah, it'll change forever. Listen to him, Uber guy. Your life will change forever. Had I known this at ooh, there I go. Flashbacks again. Flashbacks. I got to stop. You're bringing up old memories, Uber guy. Phoenix Sun says, Black Knight, he did mention the fact of discharging bankruptcy being slim. He cited a plethora of cases where the Brunner test was misapplied. In this particular case, it was correct applied. Huh? I don't know. You might as well play the lottery. I mean, you got to remember, it's given people millions of 45 million people. They see that video. They're gonna cross their fingers and hope. And listen to this. I did the video not too long ago about what was that? The government denying people that follow the student loan forgiveness programs all the way to the T for 10 years. And then when 10 years came up, they got denied. What? And guess what they did? The people that got denied, guess what they did? They signed right back up. They signed right back up for the exact same program. That's how much they don't believe in themselves. Somebody says, hey, you follow this program all the way for 10 years. We're not promising you anything. They don't even promise them to be forgiven at the end of 10 years. Don't even promise it. Only slaves do that. Only slaves do that. Let me tell you something. If you're in the student loan forgiveness program right now, you're a slave. They tell you where to work, how much you're going to make, and how long you're going to do it for. And you better follow all the rules for the whole 10 years. If we're going to kick you out, slave. We're going to kick you out the big house back into the fields. Slave. Hell no, we ain't going to promise you at the end of 10 years. That's up to us if we decide to do it. And then all of a sudden you read the article, it says 99% of people got denied. 99%. Don't believe me? Google it. Cosmic Wisdom says, Linnell, I couldn't even imagine having IRS and student loans at the same time. Definitely wouldn't be sleeping like I do right now. Oh, ain't that the truth, Cosmic Wisdom? I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would not even be able to sleep having IRS debt and student loan debt. Oh my God. You guys have no idea. Ooh, that would be, ooh. Oh, I couldn't even imagine that. Couldn't even imagine that. That's like being a slave to the 10th power. Those are two items that you cannot get from under unless you get out and work and pay off every penny. And as you're working, listen, you guys, if this is you, listen, every day you're working, that balance is going up. That balance is going up, and every hour you work, taxes are being taken out of your check. So it's, oh, don't get me started on that. Phoenix Sun says, if the ruling is upheld in the appeal, that's a big win, and the bankruptcy court will get flooded with new filings. Phoenix Sun, let me tell you something. That will never happen in a million years. That will never happen. I'm telling you right now, that will never happen. That will never happen. Student loans will never be forgiven. Nobody else will get their bankruptcies. That will never happen. Don't even pay attention to that stupid nonsense. That's nonsense. We need slaves. For this economy to thrive, debt is the backbone of the whole economy. Who's going to work while they're in debt? Slaves. If you don't even know how much debt you're in right now, if this is you and you're listening to in this channel right now, and you don't even know how much debt you're in, you're a slave. Money doesn't even exist for you. You're working for free. Savings minus debt equals your net worth today. If that's in the negative, money doesn't exist for you. It's not even real. If you have $50,000 in student loan debt and $1,000 cash in your pocket that you could reach in your pocket, pull out, by the way, hardly nobody ever got that, but I'm just using this number. You can pull out $1,000 cash in your pocket. You can feel it, touch it, smell it, spend it. According to math, your net worth is negative $49,000. That $1,000 cash you see in your hand, it doesn't even exist. But as long as you believe it does, oh well. And this is the magic trick. Say like this was you and you had that $1,000 in your hand. You could hand that $1,000 to me, and right there, it become real. For me, I would just take that 1,000 and add it to the stack. Right? Just add it to the stack. But if I hand that $1,000 back to you, it becomes invisible. You're back negative 49,000. So you hand that 1,000 to me, guess what? You're negative 50,000 in the hole now. I hand it back to you. Now you're negative $49,000 in the hole. See how that works? That's a magic trick. No smoke and mirrors, nothing. Don't believe me? Do the math. Jalen says he seemed spooked and his eyes got big and he got a lot less obnoxious. Oh, okay. Okay. And he said he respects my maturity. I was the youngest person there. I only hang. Oh, okay. You're telling me about the thing. Gotcha. Okay. He seemed spooked and his eyes were big and he got less obnoxious. And he said he respects my maturity. I was the youngest person there. Okay. I only hang out with people older than me. Smart move, man. Smart move. Man, just people just doing that, betting on millionaires. I mean, check it out, you guys. Listen, this is what I look when I was watching. I don't follow sports, but I checked in on the game just to see where it was at. And I always look at the whole entire stadium, not an empty seat in the stadium. Now, if you looked at the Super Bowl, you would swear nobody's in debt. Look at all those people. You think those tickets are cheap? You think even just going there, staying in a hotel, you think that was cheap? You would swear nobody's in debt. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. $20. Paying down your debt on student loans. A sure bet. That's a sure bet. Pay your student loans off, period. Get out of that slave trap. I was a slave for 10 years I was a student loan slave for 10 years, walking around with my invisible change. Let me tell you where I took my invisible change when I was in student loan debt. I wore my change to Australia. Okay. I wore my change to Mexico. I wore my change to Cuba. Okay. I wore my chains to the Dominican Republic. I was just a slave in the Dominican Republic. Okay. These invisible chains, they pass through metal detectors. You can bring them on planes. You can bring them on boats. You can bring them these chains don't care about borders. You don't need a passport. They don't say, hey, what's those chains? No, they're invisible. Okay. I was just a slave on vacation. I was a slave in Cuba. I was a slave in Australia for 2 whole weeks. That was the most beautiful time, and to go to a place that I had the accent, that was nice. But I was a slave in Australia. You know that opera house that you guys that you see on TV, the Australian opera house. I got pictures on my Facebook on the inside of it. It's beautiful on the inside, but I was just a slave inside the opera house in Australia. Black Knight says retirement isn't an age. It is a dollar amount based on how much you need to live a year. I retired at 50, but started planning for retirement at 26. And see what a Black Knight is saying? They condition your brain to believe a retirement is an age. That's not an age. And you hear people saying that all the time. This is what kills me, being in that living inside outside the debt matrix. I always hear people say this. Oh man, I can retire soon. It's coming up. I'm turning this age. I just want to go. You do know retirement is not an age. They just made you believe that. Just when you retire at whatever age they deem you retired at, your debt doesn't go away, or your debt doesn't you think your debt retires too? No, it doesn't. It's going to be waiting for you, and it's going to come out of what? Your retirement money. It's going nowhere. But hey, people, the slaves, people in debt, they believe retirement's an age. Good luck with that. And Black Knight says, I started planning retirement at 26. You think I was even thinking about retirement at 26? I tell you what, if I could go back at 26 and remember and know what I know today, I wouldn't even have looked at the word retirement. I would have just been debt free my whole entire life. That money would have stacked automatically. If I could go back right now at 26, you know what my first house would have been? A rental. I would have got the best mortgage, made my first house a rental according to the IRS, not buy the house and just put somebody in and say, hey, I got a renter. No, no, no. It would have been classified. It would have been placed under a business name. It would have been a rental classified as the IRS. ARS, is this approved for you guys to validate that it's a rental? Yes. Okay, cool. And then that house would have been paid for in 7 years, 8 years max. Between appreciation, depreciation, tax savings, and my own money, that house would have been, and being debt free, I wouldn't even need the money from the renter. That money would have went straight. None of that money would have came to me. It would have been it would have went straight back into the house. Like I was putting that house in the microwave, setting it for 7 years and waiting for the ding, ding. Oh, it's done already. Okay, cool. Let's start on the next one. Because at 26, time would have been on my side. Ding! Oh, there's another ding. Oh crap, man! Them babies are cooking, and it's going to microwave even faster. More times you do it, that ding, until one day you don't even need the microwave anymore. Jalen says 7,000 was the cheapest ticket for the Super. Oh my God! Listen to that nonsense. 7,000 was the cheapest tickets for the Super Bowl. A lot of people finance their Super Bowl tickets, paying monthly payments with interest using a firm. Oh my goodness, so stupid. Yeah. Some people are going to be paying for Super Bowl for the next 2 Super Bowls. They're going to be paying for the 2020 Super Bowl for the next, all the way up to the next 2022 Super Bowl. Hey man, you still paying on that? So yeah, man, I'm still paying on that Super Bowl, but it was a good time, man. You can't get those memories back. Yes, you can. You're going to be reliving them with every single monthly payment. Julio says, I'm waiting for my friend to owe Mr. back some money so I can pay my credit card payments, and that's only the tip of the iceberg of my debts. And wow, I thought retirement was an age. I'm waiting for my friend to owe me back. Okay, I got you. Owe me back some money so I can pay. And once you get out of debt, Julio, you're never going to loan anybody in debt some money again. You're just going to simply say no. Okay, because you'll think about it. If somebody comes up to you and says, hey, and they just got paid, right? And they say, hey man, can I borrow $50 till next payday? You got to think about it. You're going to make $50 last for 2 weeks? Hey, tell you what, if you show me how to make $50 last for 2 weeks, I'll give you $50. Because what it is, they're borrowing from you, because that's impossible. You can't make $50 last for 2 weeks. So they're borrowing 50 from you. They're borrowing 20 from this person. They're borrowing 50 from that person. It's not just you. So good luck on getting your $50 back. Don't ever loan people in debt money unless you want to lose your friends or family. Cosmic Wisdom says, me too, Black Knight. I got my retirement date for May 11 to 2029. And see, Cosmic Wisdom, she is just being generous. She don't even have to wait that long. She can retire anytime she want. Retire anytime she want. She don't have to wait that long. That's just, hey, it's nice to have a date. But you guys that are not, you guys are in debt, don't go by her retirement date, okay? Don't, she is way different. Way different. All right. That's just a date she's just setting. Her date could be February 3rd, 2020. Okay. Hyphy says at jail in 2020 M and I was the farmer's market and shooting range. Oh, I was at the farmer's market and the shooting range while the Super Bowl was going on. See how I stripped the NFL of all its value and hype around it. Yep. Don't even think about it, Ivy. I don't really even though I chimed in every now and then to the channel, I was like, to me, I just said, I can't imagine sitting here for 3 hours and watch these millionaires who, and this is how I look at it. These are people that did what it take to get on that field, to make millions of dollars doing what they already love. They already love playing football. Now they're just getting paid from it. Now I'm going to watch them live out their dreams for 3-4 hours. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. I got my own dreams to live right now. Okay. I got my own dreams. I ain't got time to do that. 7,000 in phantom income. You guys really, if you want urban, what was that? No, Uber guy. Once you get out of debt, you're going to understand phantom income, and it's real. It's real. And the only way you'll be able to see it is once you get out of debt. You got to start thinking about money collectively. Now, remember this, Uber guy. I want you to remember this. All of us in the United States agree that these green pieces of paper hold value. We must all agree, right? We all agree. Cool. Y'all still see there. Remember this. We all must agree that these green pieces of paper with numbers on them, they hold some kind of value. You see what I'm saying? So if I was to buy something from you and I pulled out a peso, you'd be like, well, why are you pulling that out? The reason why you're looking at that, because here in the United States, we don't all agree that the peso means something to us, even though it's value in another country. Here, it doesn't. So once you think about it collectively, you will be able to see phantom income, because that's the only way you'll look at money. So how you earn phantom income? This is how you do it. Trillions of dollars in student loan debt. Pay yours off and never be in student loan debt. Trillions of dollars in car loan debt. Never, ever get a car loan. Trillions of dollars in credit card debt. Don't ever get credit cards. See how I'm doing that? That creates phantom income. That's how you do it. You do the opposite of the majority when it comes to money. Everything you hear people in debt do, you just do the opposite. Oh, FHA loans are great. No, they're not. Don't ever get one. Those are for slaves. FHA mortgages are for slaves, because they'll never own that home ever. That's phantom income. And when you get out of debt, you'll stop. The monthly mentality is vanished. You don't think about monthly expensive. You only think yearly. You think about everything yearly. That's always the best way to buy. Like my service right now, I buy my phone service by the year. I pay $240 a year on AT&T. That's $20 a month. I don't think about my phone bill until the next year. My phone bill doesn't come up until, I believe it's October, September sometimes. And then just before the due date, I'll get a text. Hey, your bill's about to come up. Would you like another year? Charge your credit card? Sure. Go ahead. Boom. See you next year. Cosmic Wisdom says, I want to ball out though, Linnell. That's the deluxe package. Cosmic Wisdom, you can ball out right now, okay? You can ball out right now. You know what, the Cosmic Wisdom, I think once you let go of that job, not saying you have to, not saying whatever, right? You can ball out right now. You know you're well ahead of the game, I say like this. I think you would be more comfortable once you have your first paid off house. Once you have your first paid off house, I think that 2029 projection date, I think it's going to be cut down to about 2025. Okay. I think you'll be cool once you have a paid off house, because Shell is no, not Shell. I know 3 people now with a paid off house. I know 3 people. 3. Uber guy says yearly utilities, you can't get around. No, you can't really get around the yearly thing with utilities. But think about it this way, Uber guy. If you had no debt, think about it this way: no debt, no car, no finance, credit cards, nothing. How expensive are utilities really on a monthly basis? You would be living like a king if all you had to do was pay your rent, your light bill, your water bill. You won't be complaining, "Woo, these light bills are expensive." No, they're not. They're really not that expensive. Neither are gas prices. Neither are water bills. When you ain't got no debt, that's not really that expensive. Okay, and you only can do that monthly. So, other than that, you think about it. You had no bills, and that was your only thing to pay. How would you be living if you only had utilities to pay and your rent? Uber guy says all makes sense when pride is, put that pride aside. Because math, hey, Uber guy, math doesn't care about your pride. 5 + 5 = 10. Math doesn't care how you feel about it. No, it doesn't equal 11. It doesn't equal 9. 5 + 5 = 10, and it doesn't care if you're happy or sad about it. That's why when you hear people say, "Ooh, there's good or bad debt," math says, why are you putting a feeling on my mathematics? I don't care how you feel about my mathematics. It's 10. What's up, Gabriel? Julio says, cutting down my expenses, pay off the credit card, ace my classes, and wow, Linnell, I wouldn't have thought about paying my phone like that. That's really smart. Oh yeah. This is part of my program when I help my clients. They don't see these things. You automatically assume that, oh man, the only way I'm gonna pay off these bills is just with my money. Oh, that's part of it, your income, yeah. But there's things that you don't see that you're paying. Like if you're paying check this out. If you're financing a phone, you have no choice. So don't even worry about this if you're financing a phone. If you own your phone and you're still on a traditional plan, you know all those taxes that you see on your cell phone bill, this tax, that tax, across the street tax, local tax, state tax, there's a ton of taxes. Would you believe me if I told you those taxes have been over for years? Years. Only people who finance cell phones pay those kind of taxes. You get it. You own your phone. You no longer have to pay those taxes. Those are done. Those days been done. The only tax I pay is on the $240. That's the only tax I pay. And there's an E911 tax, but that's nothing. Okay, so 2 taxes. The taxes on the 240 and the E911 tax. That's about it. That's it. Nothing else. TotalWireless.com is a Verizon, runs on Verizon towers. 4 people on the plan, $100, 100 gigs of data, 100 gigs shared. 100 for $100? That's a deal. Take it. You get 4 people, and check it out. You get 4 people on the plan, like, right? And somebody doesn't pay, you just kick them out. You'd be like, "Hey man, you gonna pay your bill?" No. Then you get a you can easily switch to a 3-person phone plan and say, "Hey man, you're not paying your bill. I'm kicking you out." You don't have to worry about, "Hey man, you're gonna get," because people, imagine this. Imagine you get a plan and you get about 3 or 4 people, 5 people on your plan, all with finance phones, right? Now this is what people don't understand. Now the main person on the phone must keep track to make sure everybody pays their cell phone bill on time. Can you imagine the stress of that? Now imagine the stress of getting somebody that's in debt, trying to get them to pay their share of the cell phone bill. And if you cut their phone off, guess what? You ain't even getting the phone back. Now you're responsible. Oh, no. No, sir. None of that. Willie says a lot of those Super Bowl tickets were put on a credit. Oh yeah, you better believe it. Put on a credit card. Trust me. Don't even get me started on those tickets. Will really cost after interest. The pics look good on social media though. They sure do. Oh, look at me. Woo, wish you were here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hmm. And guess who's watching those guys on their social media site, waiting for them to pick them up at the airport? They're dead. Their debt's picking them up. Hey, welcome back, you guys. Could get on in. Yeah, get on in. Hey, how was your? This is imagine debt as the driver. Okay, remove the like a Uber driver and put in the debt as the driver. Hey, you guys, did you guys have a good time? Great, get on in, man. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I could see you guys had a great time. What'd you guys do? Oh yes. Oh yeah, we spent a whole bunch on overpriced food and hotel rooms and stuff. I didn't even know I was so drunk. I was just had my credit card up at the bar and just was charging drinks. Really? Oh wow, yeah. Don't even worry about it. Come on in. Let's get on drive home. All right, you guys relax and sleep. We're gonna pull into the house and hey, I'm gonna go to my room and you guys go to your room. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be here for the next 3 years. I ain't going nowhere. Yep. Julio says I paid my phone off with credit and paid it full. I paid my phone off with credit and pay. You mean you bought it on credit and now it's paid off? Okay. The majority and congratulations if you did. Don't get me wrong. You did it with credit, which was the wrong way, but you paid it off and never and hopefully you'll never do it again. Don't ever do that again. Sounds like a NC Big says, sound like me on the phone plan then. Yep. Oh yeah. I know you reduced your plan, NC Biggs, but you're still when you get that bill, you see all those taxes, you're still getting done. And they're not even taking you to dinner first. No drinks, no flowers, no nothing. Julio says, I'm from Miami and working at the beaches had he believed these people were financially. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Super Bowl was in Miami. Okay. Working at the beaches had believed these people were financially up there, but then it took some time to realize, and people are there in debt or spending savings or both. Oh, yeah, they're in debt. The majority of those people that went to the Super Bowl, they're in debt. Don't be fooled. Don't be jealous. You know, don't be jealous of people. You see people do that. Now, I'm not saying if you're financially free and you got the money, you want to go to Super Bowl, go to Super Bowl. If you're 31, you're in your 30s, once you're debt free, have some fun. I'm not denying you from being in your 30s, your 20s. I'm just saying pay everything with cash. Everything. You will thank me for the rest of your life. You will thank me for teaching your kids this information, generational. If you don't have kids, I guarantee you get debt free, you're going to teach your kids this information. I promise you. Gabriel says, true. I'm from Miami, and that's true. Cosmic Wisdom says, I'm too cheap for Miami. I hang in Hollywood Beach in that area. You know what, Cosmic Wisdom? You know good and well. You can go to Miami, go buy a house that's in tax trouble, foreclosure, and go live just like you're living now. You know good and well housing prices no longer matter to us. It doesn't matter where you go. You can go to Miami, whatever. You just go buy a tax lien. Uber guy says, what's your website name again? Because this is beyond perfect. Okay, let me do this. And if you guys, because I'm thinking I'm doing it right, but maybe I'm not. Right there, scrolling at the bottom, Uber guy, that's my website. Savings-debt.com. What's your website again? Because this is beyond perfect. I'm in IT, about to be a cybersecurity, 31, just engaged, and I have a huge opportunity. I will definitely be contacting you soon. Please do, Uber guy. I'm not even bragging when I say I'm gonna change your life. I'm not really bragging. I'm just using mathematics. I'm gonna just teach you how to use the math we all learned in grade school. That's it. I got a young man now that what's his name? We're gonna do a collaboration. He jumped in here. Some of you guys knew him. I'm excited to help him. I'm excited to help. Let me see. He jumped in here one time. You guys knew I had never heard of him, but he reached out to me. I guess a couple of people went to him and said, "Hey man, you should go see this dude. You know, go see this dude." This is one of my latest clients here. And the reason why I'm excited about him is because he's a young dude, he's an entrepreneur, and he's just missing this piece. And I'm gonna take him to the next level in his career. I swear to you, I'm gonna take him to his next level. And that's not even bragging. I'm gonna teach him something at his age that's gonna change his life forever. Because I'm tell you what, this Uber guy, I'm gonna tell you this. Nobody, once you learn what I teach you, no one will be able to financially fool you. And this is why people in debt don't know they're in debt. So they don't know, they only speak debt. They don't even know the life of debt free even exists. They don't even know the language of debt free even exists. They don't know. So they cannot fake something that they don't even know that exists. They don't even know. See what I'm saying? So they're not going to even know that you know they're full of crap. This is the gift. Black Knight says picking them up at the airport. You know it, Black Knight. You know that. Hey, what do you want? You want me to pull up in a Cadillac, or what you want, a limo? Because people in debt like to do it big. So the debt is the driver. Whatever they choose, whatever they rent, debt is the driver. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, you guys. Oh yeah, I wasn't going no. Hey, what'd you do? Nothing. I was just waiting on you guys to get back. I ain't going nowhere. Oh yeah. I just stayed in the house. I don't need to go anywhere. That's debt talking. I'm not leaving until you know how to get rid of me. And by the way, by what you guys are doing, I'm never leaving. Imagine how, here it is. What they say, 45 million people in student loan debt. How many people you think was at the Super Bowl in student loan debt? Just think about it that way. How many people you believe were at the Super Bowl while in student loan debt? Ooh, you probably don't even want to know that answer. Just, oh man, I'll pay that student. Yeah, sure you will. Thank you, Cosmic Wisdom. And yeah, I forgot about that. Uber guy, make sure when you select your when you book your time, please select your time zone, please. And see that right there, a sneaker life. See, Jalen put it there. That's one of my, he found me, young dude. And now I want you guys to pay attention to something. When you guys go to his channel, I want you to see the work he puts in his videos. This is sort of indicators how you can tell you can kind of trust somebody if you're going to do business with them. I want you to look at the quality, the time he puts in his videos. People that half-ass trying to rip you off, they don't put that kind of time into videos. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% secure. I'm just pointing out something, okay? He found me. And I just emailed him not long ago to do a collaboration, to do a live on here, because I want you guys to hear. And especially I want you guys in that generation to hear. You young guys that are listening to me, the reason why you guys are connecting with me, because I'm just using mathematics. Math is timeless. It doesn't matter who you're. If I'm 50 and you're 30 and this other person's 20, math is math. I can't just stand up and say, hey, 5 + 5 = 10. And then a 20-year-old, 30-year-old is going to stand up and say, oh man, he only knows it's 10 because he's 50 years old. No, that doesn't even make sense, right? That's why you're connecting. Willie says people get into deeper debt to post a few pictures on social media. Those are the most expensive pictures, pictures that people will look at for a few seconds and a lifetime of debt. And you know, so crazy. And Willie, just check this out. Here are people in debt posting debt pictures, right? And then the people that are in debt also that maybe couldn't afford to go to the Super Bowl or whatever, they get envious of other people in debt. So they try to figure out how they can go deeper in debt to be like those people in debt on the social media. See, it's just in the circle. But again, listen to what I'm saying. We must have slaves. In order for this economy to work, we must have people in debt, because our economy works on debt. You don't have to be in debt, but it works on debt. And it's quiet. When you get out of debt, the noise is quiet. It's really quiet over here. It's not noisy at all. Uber guy says even players No, not maybe in debt, Uber guy. They are in debt. You hear it all the time. Players going bankrupt soon as they get out of of the NFL. Because it doesn't matter how much money you make. People in debt always trip. Oh my God. Oh my God. How can they make all this millions of dollars of money, and then they just be broke? You know why? Because it doesn't matter how much money you make. Here are people, listen to this. Next time you hear somebody, when you're in a crowd of people or your friends, and then they hear about a celebrity in IRS debt or they're going bankrupt, this is what I want you to think to yourself. Imagine a person in debt talking about another person in debt. Oh my God, how can they do that? I mean, don't turn to the person and say this, but if you really think about it, you turn to that person and say, are you in debt? And they say yes, then what are you talking about? You're in debt. You're in the same situation as them. They don't know that. Julio says, I want to be financially free to travel and see the F1 races. Also booked a consultation tomorrow. Linnell. Okay, cool. Oh, I just see it. Okay, I'm looking at my phone. Thank you for reaching out, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to change your life, Julio. I promise. Everything I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna be able to prove with mathematics. Everything. Everything. Now all you got to do is just believe it. You're going to be able to go to the F1 races anytime you wish. And once you're done with the F1 races, guess what? It's done. You got nice pictures and everything. You don't have to revisit it. You can revisit it on your pictures, but it's going to be paid for. That's the freedom. You'll realize once you get out of debt, you'll realize how cheap life is. And you'll be like, oh man, I thought going to the F1 races was expensive. No, it's not. It's only expensive for people in debt. Hyphy says, I was invited to a Super Bowl party, but I declined because the host secretly tried to lure me into buying all the food. Buy all the food. My art of saying no is strong, but I need to get better at playing broke. Yeah, I guess you're right, Hyphy. That is a double-edged sword, man. If you don't want to be hassled with people about debt, playing broke, I guess, will get you out of it. And it'll keep you from being called an a-hole, because if you say no, here's the double-edged sword, you guys, okay? When you get out of debt, you're going to be excited to tell people you're debt-free. But you got to remember, people in debt don't hear it the way you're saying it. They're going to think if you tell them that you don't, if they hear you say you're debt-free, and they're going to think that now you have money to give to them. Oh, you don't have any bills. You can give me money. See, they're going to hear you wrong. So you can't tell people that you're debt free. You can't go up to a person in debt and say, hey, guess what? My net worth is zero. They're going to look at you thinking, why is this person telling us that he's broke? When in fact, they're broke. They're broke. They don't know what that means. They don't know getting to zero is freedom. Gabriel says, I just want to be financially free and not worry about money. You can. Gabriel, I don't even think about money, honestly. I really don't. Once you become financially free, you don't even think about money at all. Don't even think about it. Uber guy says, I learned how cheap life costs when I was unemployed for 4 months and survived. I used to make 60,000 and was was struggling, but when I was at the red line, I survived on unemployment. Ain't that crazy? When you have to do what you have to do, ain't that crazy? I had to do that back in 2008. Lost everything. I went from 90,000 a year to unemployment. 90,000 a year to unemployment. The unemployment was a car note, but I survived because I was forced. You're going to do it not being forced. Black Knight says most professional athletes and entertainers are just servicing their interest on the debt. Yeah, they are. They're just doing that. That's all they're doing. But they don't know that. That's why I'm saying that it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you live in a debt matrix, you live in a debt matrix. Jennifer says, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. What's up, Fred? Afternoon, SMD family. Hello, LJ. It has been a minute. LJ will set you all free who schedule his services. Thank you, Fred. Man, I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope things are going well for you. You've been quiet. Hope you've been at it. NC Big says, people look at me weird when I tell them I'm filing Chapter 7 like I just killed like I just killed a puppy. I'm so excited. Only two of my friends understand why I'm doing. Yeah, you got to keep that quiet. They don't know what you're doing, NC Biggs. You got to keep NC Biggs. You want to learn the hard way, don't you? You are really trying to be an alien, aren't you? You just want to show everybody that you're an alien, don't you? You just, hey, look at me. I'm NC Biggs and I'm an alien. That doesn't work, man. Doesn't work. Jennifer says, at Uber Guy, consulting with LJ will be the best decision you can make in your financial future. Jennifer already told me she's already using the word. This is what you got to get used to, NC Biggs. Okay. Hey, my financial guy said I should invest before I ever pay off my student loans. Okay. He said, my financial person said, instead of, the interest rate on a student loan is low. So, but if I invest over here into the stock market, I can flip and quadruple my money and take the interest off that and then pay off my student loan. Okay. That's all you got to say? Yeah. Okay. Your financial guy is obviously smart. Okay. Hey, can I borrow some money? No. Why not? You have it. I know I have it, but I'm not giving it to you. No. You're an a-hole now. Yeah, okay. That's it. You'll get used to that. I know it sounds strange to most that even here's a hyphy. That's it's a scam, right? He said he's still got to work on his power of no. I'm there already. No. And guess what happens when you say it strong like that? They stop asking. They stop asking. No. Friend told me, one of my close friends, hey man, I refinanced my house and I did this and that. I said, okay. Next thing you know, him and his wife going on vacation to another. Okay, whatever. In my mind, I'm saying, hey man, I love you, man, but you're just a slave going on vacation. Good luck. Guess who's going to pick you up from the airport? Your debt. Your debt's going to be your Uber driver. And he ain't even he lives with you, and he's not even for free. You're going to pay for his services to drive you home. Gabriel says, man, wealth builds up when you're debt free. I have $400 in my bank account. When you're debt free, you get phantom income. Phantom income is real, people. The only way you can see it, you must be debt free, and you can only look at money collectively. Let me give you another collective thought so you can understand what I mean. If 85% of Americans are in debt, how many percentage? I think I said this earlier. The percentage of those people are investing in the stock market with money that don't even exist. Money with don't even exist. So guess what they're doing? If they don't literally have the money, guess what they're doing? They're borrowing it for who? Ding, 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 the bank. They're investing in the stock market indirectly for the banks. That's the only choice they have. They have no other choice. There is no other choice. So when people say, hey man, should I pay off my student loans or buy a house? That question alone implies that there's a choice. There is no choice. You have to pay off your student loans. You have no money. What you want to go? What do you mean pay off your student loans or buy a house? You have no choice but to pay off your student loans. NC Big says, odd, kind of my thing. That's why I like the idea of being debt free, because it's weird. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love being an alien, NC Briggs. I just don't like telling everybody I'm an alien. because they think of the movies and stuff like that. Oh, you don't look like an alien. What you talking about? The one in the movie? No, I live out. I'm Neo. Think of the Matrix, and I'm Neo. What do you mean? Yeah, you see those? You see how Neo dodged those bullets real slow? When people start shooting out mathematical incorrect facts financially, I dodge them just like Neo in the movie. I can see them coming a mile away. They come out the gun so slow. Oh, pay off your buy a house before you pay off your student loan. That comes out really, really slow because it doesn't make any mathematical sense. And then I say, pew, all right, I saw that coming. Sorry, you can't see me. You can't hit me with that nonsense. Julio says, Linnell, by any chance, do you offer solutions to retiring early? Once I heard you could that, I left my job to pursue a better career. Once you get out of debt, you can retire at any age you feel like it, Julio. Whatever early means to you. But again, Julio, I'm creating a business that I don't ever want to retire from. Me helping people, I'm changing people's lives right now. You think I want to retire from this? Hell no. I love it. I'm going to be doing this until I'm dead. I'm going to be helping people out of debt until I'm dead. I remember, if you guys look on my comments, right? Rideshare, he had comments saying something like, "Hey, this is getting monotonous," right? And the reason why it's monotonous to him and I told him in the comments, because you've learned all you need to know. It's time to go. See you later. Math is boring. It's repetitive. It's the same thing. You've snatched the pebble from my hand. Now it's time to go. See you later. Because I used to binge watch like Dave Ramsey. Oh, I used to watch all his videos. But after you learn just the basic concept of what he's trying to teach, it gets boring. So I rarely watch him anymore, because it doesn't mean he's no good anymore. And no, he taught me the basics, and that's all I needed to go. See you later. NC Big says that hyphy, so they wanted you to buy the food you can't even eat. You buy the food you can't even eat. They must know. No, they must not know you that well. Gotcha. Uber guy says, LJ is the truth. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't know him personally, but trust me, I know. Take his guidance. See what I'm saying? This is a language, people. Willie doesn't even know me personally, but it doesn't matter. He knows I'm speaking the truth because I'm speaking mathematics. That's it. Just speaking mathematics. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy at all. I'm working on something right now for you guys to. Right now, I'm working on. I'm gonna just say something right now. I'm not gonna even say it until it's new territory for me, because I don't know how long it's gonna take. So, but I'm gonna make sure it's done right. Okay. And it's a new territory for me. So I'm gonna be doing some things. But my ultimate goal is to be just like Dave Ramsey. Events, stage appearances, places, I don't care the form. I just want to be there to help people that are ready to listen. That's it. That's it. What's up, Elijah? Good morning. Elijah said, good morning, SMD fam. Good morning, LJ. Good morning. Elijah said, keeping it smart and simple. This is the goal. I want you guys to understand that this is my goal. I took what I learned from Dave Ramsey, and you know what I said to myself? I can simplify that even more. Instead of making it complicated to know your tax bracket, I pull up a tax bracket and say, hey, get your last year's tax statements. Whatever your total amount is, that's your tax bracket. That's it. That's all you need to learn right now. You don't need to go into too deep. Just sit on that for a while. Walk around in your daily life knowing that you know your tax bracket. Hey, let's add up your total debt. That's all I want you to know right now. Walk around knowing your total debt, because I promise you, you can go. Once you know your total debt, I want you to ask 10 or 20 of your friends, hey, you know how much debt you're in? They're all going to say no. And then I want you to walk away and understand, why am I the only one that knows my debt down to the penny? And I'm going to tell you exactly. Welcome to the new world. Welcome. Julio says, I planned on reading a bunch of financial books, but finding LJ saved me hours of that. Shout out to Solo TV 84. Yes, see, Julio, once you get out of debt, put it this way. Once you get out of debt, you'll know exactly which financial books to pick up. Because why? They will be speaking debt free. And even and I'm not even saying, Julio, I'm not even saying that somebody that's inside of the stock market or some kind of financial planner, I'm not saying they don't know their stuff. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this: if this financial person is so smart, how come they're missing the basic concept of mathematics? That doesn't make any sense. So they might know what they're talking about, but if you use whatever concept they're talking about, but you go into with a debt-free perspective, you're going to quadruple whatever they produced because they're missing something. Because you think about it this way, an accountant goes to college and learns the concept of balancing books. How come accountants are in debt? That doesn't make sense. You got to ask an accountant, hey, you know how to balance books. How come your own personal books are not balanced? That doesn't make sense. Why? They won't have an answer for you. It makes absolutely no sense. You got to say, you went to college for this. How come you're not balancing your own personal books? They won't have an answer for you because they don't speak the language of debt free. That's why it's not balanced. Cosmic Wisdom says, was talking to a college friend and she wanted to spend money to redo her back lawn with 13K of credit card debt. I told her she didn't have money for I told wait 13 of credit card debt. I told her she didn't have money for grass. Pay off her CC first. Did she listen to you, Cosmic Wisdom? Are you still her friend? Will you consider now an a-hole for telling her to save money and not do that? What happened? Were you speaking? Did you become the Charlie Brown teacher voice, Cosmic Wisdom? As soon as you said, "Hey, yeah, don't pay off your credit card and don't do the everything after that. After you told her not to do it, Charlie Brown teacher voice." Cosmic Wisdom says, "I am still her friend, but she called me to get the honest talk." Okay, cool. Okay, so they know to call this particular friend to get the real. Okay, all right. That's a plus. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Very good thing. Elijah's laughing. That's how it sounds to people in the debt matrix, Elijah. As soon as you tell them not to do something that hey man, you know you really shouldn't finance that car because it'll everything after that is the Charlie Brown teacher voice. Anything you tell them not to do that they really want to do and get into debt for, and to tell them don't do it, they can't hear you. Cosmic Wisdom says, over the years, she is coming around because she sees I don't have those problems. I know, stress-free. They'll see it. They'll see it. And they'll wonder, why is Cosmic Wisdom always smiling? She's never talking about debt collectors after her. She's never talking about this bill she needs to pay. How come she doesn't talk about she's short on this debt, she's short on that debt, her car note, her insurance? How come she's never talking about that? They'll start to see it. Quentin, what's up, man? Quentin says, yes, LJ is the truth. This guy and I sit down in a Starbucks in Pawleys Island, South Carolina, for about an hour and a half, a talk of finances. Man, that was cool, Quentin. That was cool, man. I appreciate that you took the time to meet me, to talk to me in person, man. I appreciate that. I really do, man. Because it was good, man, to speak to a young man. It was weird speaking to Quentin because we were talking, right? And he was like, man, basically, I'm going to summarize. Man, he knew something was wrong, but he couldn't put his finger on it. He's like, man, yeah, I know everybody's telling me to finance cars and clothes and use credit cards, but something's not right. Those are the people I'm looking for. They're wandering around the debt matrix aimlessly, that knows something's wrong, but they can't put their finger on it. Imagine me sticking my hand through the debt matrix, reaching down to Quentin and say, hey, man, grab my hand. I'm about to pull you out of here, baby. I'm about to pull you out of the debt matrix. Oh, it's just 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute consultation. How long is the consultation? Because I scheduled it during it's just 30 minutes. And don't worry, Julio, you don't have to be prepared for anything. You don't have to bring any documents. We're going to get on the phone and you're going to tell me about your financial situation. Okay, that's it. Because you got to remember, I speak debt free. So when you tell me certain things, that's all I need to know. I need to hear how you're talking. The way you talk will help me help you. That's it. You don't have to be prepared for anything. You don't have to be nervous about anything. It's about you. That 30 minutes is yours, and I'm just going to listen to you. Gabriel said, when I was a little kid, I always admired the NFL players and wanted to be like them, and then realized they're in debt too. Wow, it's unreal. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. If I get, you guys don't even hear me. If I get a hold of a rookie sports player going into whatever sport, if I get a hold of one of those guys, oh man, the whole game is going to change for me and them. No, they go in there young, 18, 20s, whatever, right? They will never, ever look at money the same, and their money's going to stack so fast. Oh, man. Oh, nobody will be able to fool them. If I can get the word out, if any of you guys have any family members or got some young kid is about to hit it big into the NFL, and they're probably nervous of who to trust with their money, send them my way. Please send them my way. Nobody will be able to fool them financially, because imagine being 18, 20 something coming into multi-millions of dollars. You don't know who to trust, where to spend. I will teach them the way. I promise you, I will teach them the way. Elijah said, yeah, my cousin was trying to buy his brother's truck, which is newer, 2015. I told him he would finance the taxes too. The payment was over $700 a month. He changed his mind. Thank goodness. Good job, Elijah. Good job. You just saved your cousin. You just saved your cousin from financing the taxes too on a depreciating object with interest. Julio says, okay, cool. I can't wait for tomorrow, Linnell. Thank you for this. May you and the SMD family have a nice day. You know what? Thank you, Julio, for trusting me. And for all you guys out there, I appreciate your time. We're going to cut this short here. My family's starting to get up and clean and all this background noise. So they gave me 2 hours. So thank you, everyone, for participating. Much appreciated. And until next time, please feel free to set up a 30-minute consultation right there, scrolling at the bottom, savings-debt.com. Email me for ideas. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And you want to check out my Facebook? There's my Facebook page, facebook.com/debt ain't my daddy. I haven't changed it. I switched from debt ain't my daddy to savings-debt. So you guys wondering what that is. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. There's my website one more time. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And I appreciate you guys all. SMD family. Go out and enjoy life. Go out and be the Neo in the debt matrix, okay? You got to run. Don't be like NC Biggs trying to tell everybody he's Neo, okay? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. All right? Each time you tell somebody you're Neo, Mr. Smith is going to appear in that person. That's what happens. Remember in the movie how Mr. Smith turned into the person? That's exactly what happens. I promise you. Julio said, nicer says to Julio, don't skip out on your job when you take your lunch break, and don't skip out on your job when you take your lunch break and do the consultation. Yeah, you're gonna be Julio. I'm gonna change your life, man. Again, you guys have a wonderful day. Okay. All right. See you later.